the largest town on the Cowal Peninsula and once the jewel in the crown of holidaymakers going doon the water. And the place where I went to secondary school. This is Dunoon Pier, which for me is a very nostalgic location because it was from here that I began and ended many of my early travels around Scotland and beyond. For passengers stepping off the Glasgow steamers, the pier was the beginning of their fortnight in Dunoon, which was trying its very best to present an aura of sophistication, as this old promotional poster from the 1930s shows. It's a view of the West Bay and the glorious new Art Deco bathing lido, which makes Dunoon look almost like Monte Carlo, but perhaps without the money. Sadly, the lido was demolished years ago, along with the dream. Dunoon's fortunes as a holiday destination began to suffer in the 1950s and 60s when cheap flights to Spain and the Mediterranean made foreign holidays and guaranteed sunshine suddenly affordable. And very quickly, people began to desert the Clyde Riviera and the People's Lochs. But while other Clyde resorts went into decline, Dunoon was thrown an unexpected lifeline by the US Navy. In 1961, the nearby Holy Loch became the base for a squadron of Polaris nuclear submarines. At the height of activities, there were over 4,000 US personnel and their families stationed at what was called Site 1. It's a period I well remember. Suzanne Bonner also grew up nearby and has a personal link to the Americans. You've got a very special connection to the American base that was here because your father was American himself and served aboard.
He certainly did. He was Chief Petty Officer on the ship, and he met my mum, and I was born. The rest history. And I remember a lot of the old style uniforms with the white piping and the white hats, and it definitely got that feeling of America.
You did. It was a wee mini America here. When you think back on it, actually, the American presence did give the people around the shore here a sense of a wider world, a more cosmopolitan world.
And that's the thing I think I remember, actually, as a child, you were just looking out. I remember thinking, gosh, there is a world out there. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around.
Suzanne's experience of growing up in the orbit of this little bit of America led her to explore her southern musical roots in her career as a singer.
Turn me around, I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching to the freedom land.
For over 30 years, US submarines came and went. A mixed blessing for the area, perhaps. I personally took part in demonstrations against the nuclear threat as I saw it. Then in March 1992, the mothership sailed away for good, leaving the loch suddenly empty.
It wasn't until that day I thought, gosh, that's been my history, that's been a part of me, and actually it was probably quite nice that it was there. It allowed me to have a better sense of myself, maybe other people I could identify with. It was very moving.
I was there that day myself, and despite having campaigned against them, I was surprised at the impact the departure of the Americans had on everyone around the loch. A big part of our lives had gone forever. It was an emotional day.